Why does Datetime.Datetime.Utcnow not contain time zone information? Why does this datetime not have any time zone info, given that it is explicitly a UTC datetime? I would expect that this would contain SINFO.
The standard Python libraries didn't include any SINFO classes until Python 3.2. I can only guess at the reasons. Personally, I think it was a mistake not to include a SINFO class for UTC, because that one is uncontroversial enough to have a standard implementation. Although there was no implementation in the library, there is one given as an example in the SINFO documentation. Once you have a UTC SINFO object, you still can't use it with Utcnow to get the current time as an aware datetime object. In Python 3.2, they finally put a UTC SINFO class in the library. In Python 3.9, they created SINFO classes for all the other time zones. See PEP 615. Support for the IANA time zone database in the standard library for all the details.
That means it is time zone naive, so you can't use it with Datetime.Datetime.Utcnow. You can give it a time zone like this. Now you can change time zones. To get the current time in a given time zone, you could pass SINFO to Datetime.Now directly. It works for any time zone, including those that observe daylight saving time, DST, i.e., it works for time zones that may have different UTC offsets at different times, non-fixed UTC offset. Don't use tz.localize, Datetime.Now. It may fail during end of DST transition when the local time is ambiguous.
The pytz module is one option, and there is another Python.Datetime, which although is also third-party package, may already be available depending on your other dependencies and operating system. I just wanted to include this methodology for reference. If you've already installed Python.Datetime for other purposes, you can use its SINFO instead of duplicating with pytz. I tend to agree that calls to Utcnow should include the UTC time zone information. I suspect that this is not included because the native datetime library defaults to naive datetimes for cross-compatibility.
Note that for Python 3.2 onwards, the datetime module contains Datetime.Timezone. The documentation for Datetime.Utcnow says, an aware current UTC datetime can be obtained by calling Datetime.Now, Timezone.UTC. So, Datetime.Utcnow doesn't set SINFO to indicate that it is UTC, but Datetime.Now, Datetime.Timezone.UTC, does return UTC time with SINFO set. So you can do. Since Python 3.11, there also exists Datetime.UTC, which is equivalent to Datetime.Timezone.UTC. So you can also do Datetime.Datetime.Now, Datetime.UTC.
If you also want channel, please enjoy and subscribe.